From Morgan, all the way down, go to that wall, go.
So one of the big questions that I hear most often is about belts and stripes. Okay, and that's a tough one in jiu-jitsu because, especially when you're talking about younger kids that are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, they're gonna have friends at school that maybe do other martial arts that perhaps they get their black belts when they're 9, 10 years old, and that's okay, that's fine. But here they are, they're younger, and they want to get those stripes and belts. So jiu-jitsu, I believe, is probably the ultimate lesson in patience and endurance. And I feel like if you give them the right conditions, it's kind of like planting a seed in the ground. If you give the seed all the right conditions, you give it the right soil, sunlight, water, air, and just good care, take good care of it. If you create the right conditions, something's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen every single time with the right conditions. And the belts are the same way. If you give your child all the right conditions, a supportive environment with great teachers, good solid training, all the right things, if you give it time and patience, something will happen. The thing with jiu-jitsu is every kid gets good. Everybody gets good at it. They don't all get good at the same time. They don't all progress at the same time in the same rate, but eventually everybody does get good at it. And like that seed in the ground, if you're impatient and you start digging it up and want to see what's happening down inside the ground, it's not gonna happen, right? If you try to pull on it and make it grow a little bit faster, that's not gonna work either. You have to give it time and just let it happen on its own accord.
Wow. Your kids. All right, girls.
I feel like the best thing that you can do to support your child in their jiu-jitsu journey is when you're there watching classes, maybe stand back a little bit, not be right on the edge of the mat, but give them a little bit of space to spread their wings and, just give them that little smile and that little thumbs up from afar. I think that goes a lot further than being on the mat or on the side of the mat and trying to cheer them on and coaching everything that they're doing versus like allowing the coaches to be the coach and give back, surrender a little bit to it and just allow them to have that experience on their own, and they'll grow from that, and they'll improve in so many ways more than you probably even thought about.
10 seconds, guys. 10, 9, 8.
What is the conversation that we have with our child on the way home from jiu-jitsu class? What I like to do with my kids, and both my children train and my wife trains as well, we always just say, keep it really simple. Is there anything that you want to share about class today? I'll tell them, I had so much fun in class today watching you. Is there anything that you wanted to share? And if there is, let them talk. And then that gives them the opportunity to be empowered and talk about their experience versus, maybe we were watching and we're like, oh man, she was getting crushed in class today. Oh, gotta ask her how it went. And you're sort of like already creating this experience that maybe didn't even exist for them, okay? So I feel like the best thing is just ask them, is there anything you want to share? And if there is something that's negative maybe, then talk to them about it. Find out what happened. Sometimes it can just be a miscommunication with another student or an instructor and something that could be easily resolved. All right, parents, let's talk about the dreaded, my child wants to quit jiu-jitsu. That's, for me, that's like heartbreaking, but everybody's been there, including myself. I spent 13 years as a brown belt. I can't tell you how many times in there I wanted to quit. And in hindsight, I wouldn't give $1 million for that now. Like, I would never want to give up all the experiences that I've had with jiu-jitsu, the good and the bad, because I've learned from both of them. And I feel like as a parent, if your child's coming to you saying they don't want to do it anymore, talk to them about it. Maybe it's just a miscommunication with another student or an instructor. It could be the simplest thing that could be easily resolved. Maybe they just had a bad class or a tough class, and maybe they got smashed a little bit or something like that. Maybe they need a private lesson with an instructor, or just a conversation with an instructor might go, that might last for them for months, just having that experience. If they do want to quit, if they really feel like they do want to quit, this is a great opportunity to talk to your child about follow through and discipline and sticking with your goals, because that's going to happen in life. They're going to have times in life where they're not going to want to follow through on something. They're going to want to quit. And as an adult, I never come across an adult who says, man, I'm so happy I didn't do jiu-jitsu when I was a kid. Man, so happy about that. No, what does everybody say? Everybody says the same thing. Gosh, I wish I'd started jiu-jitsu when I was a kid, right? Everybody dreams of that if they could have done it when they were a kid. So I feel like if you can talk them through this, talk to them about discipline, talk to them that jiu-jitsu is not easy, but because it's not easy, the reward is going to be so much bigger, so much bigger. All right, so your child endures, they stick with it, they keep going, they don't quit, they don't give up. So what is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow? It's a lot of things. It's a disciplined child. It's a child who believes in themselves, Jiu-Jitsu it turns boys into men and young girls into women. It makes them the most confident person you could ever imagine, because Jiu-Jitsu is a real healthy confidence, a real healthy ego, because the fact that you have to go through something to achieve something, you have to go over obstacles. It's not easy, it's difficult, and because of that, I feel like children come out of it a much better person, a stronger sense of community, a stronger sense of self, a confidence that they can take in or carry into any aspect of their life, whether it's going to college someday, careers, life, pretty much everything. All right, parents, and at the end of all of it, your child can defend themselves. And think about that. That is the most empowering thing that you can give your child, is the ability to defend themselves against someone their size or larger. And that's something that they can carry with them the rest of their entire life. And there's no price that you can put on that.